From ugali to githeri to chapati to pilao, let's cook our way throughout the week. Hi guys, good morning. My name is Caroline Kihugu and this is Carol on the Movie YouTube channel. In case you're new here, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much for always coming back. Well, this week I want to challenge myself to eating only Kenyan meals. And the reason I want to only eat Kenyan meals throughout the week is because I want to indulge our culture. I want to connect with the Kenyan culture because I'm Kenyan myself. What do you mean we have the best food? We have the best cuisine, from ugali to pilao to nyama choma to matoke to arrowroot and sweet potatoes for breakfast. I'm sure you'll enjoy this video. And what best way to start this vlog other than just taking the African tea? And it's not an African home without a flask. All along I've known a flask to be called, I've called a flask a thermos. I just recently knew that thermos is the name of the company. So only that we are not using the tradition flask because we are used to the plastic thermos, but these days we are more upgraded. Anyway, I'm talking too much. So the best way to start the week is by pouring our hot tea, our hot African tea from a flask. How fulfilling is that? The pour of that tea, it's so fulfilling. And the sugar was Mumias. Was it Mumias or Cabras? Yeah, it was Cabras. Cabras is a Kenyan brand. It's a Kenyan sugar brand, and it's located in the western part of this country. They harvest so much sugarcane, and that's why. Back then, during our great-grandparents and our grandparents' time, when they were a bit younger, arrowroots, or we call it ndoma in Kikuyu, happened to be one of the staple food. They will take it for breakfast, for lunch, for supper, and for breakfast mostly they boil it. And the only thing they boil it with is just water and salt, and that's it. For lunch, you can either cook your arrowroots with potatoes, githeri, and githeri is a mixture of maize and beans. They can either cook it with just potatoes, just meat, rice, anything. But it used to be a staple food for our Kikuyu people. But because we are Gen Zs, we like turning things up, and most of the Gen Zs right now, after they boil the arrowroot in the water with salt, they deep fry it. Sorry about that. They later deep fry it in the cooking oil, but most doctors have discouraged against putting the arrowroot in the cooking oil for deep fry because they think it's not safe. But if you want your healthy meal, you can just boil it and have it as it is. It is sweet and healthy. The next thing is the sweet potatoes. It's also a staple food for most people here in Kenya, not just the Kikuyus, but I think most sweet potatoes are farmed within the Kisii family, the Kisii region, but it's also very common here in Murang'a, where I am currently, and among the Kikuyus, and mostly they do take sweet potatoes for breakfast, or like they used to do it, but now people have really like gone for the bread and all that because they feel it's so fast. But in case you want a healthy breakfast, sweet potatoes always count. Let me keep enjoying my breakfast, then I'll see you later for lunch. Guys, for lunch today, I'll be having Swahili meal, that is pilao. And it's never pilao without a banana for Swahili people, but I'll also add some beef stew. And most of the Swahili people take their pilao using their hands, but because it's still hot for me and I'm not used to that, I think I'll just use a spoon. And my pilao doesn't look like pilao for real. I think it's because also of the quality of the rice as well. And I didn't show you making the pilao because I had already meal prepped in the previous vlog and it was in the freezer, so I just warmed it. That's why I didn't show you, but I will probably show you the rest of the meals, me preparing the rest of the meals as I prepare them. For the rest of us who are not from the Swahili land, taking pilau feels like it's a special occasion because, and especially most of us do make it in events like the Russia, that is the dowries, weddings, baby showers and all that, because it's never like an event without some piece of pilau in it, either pilau or mukimo. Mukimo is mashed foods. I'll probably make it and show you. And of course, in case of a Kikuyu ceremony, you can never count any meal without minji. So taking pilau felt like it's a special occasion. Only that these days, especially for those of us who lives in town, it's so easy to get these things, and these things are eaten so often. But earlier on, when you made pilau, it used to feel like a special occasion. Anyway, I'm blabbing at this point. Let me enjoy my pilau. There's something about eating pilau with banana. It changed the whole thing, the whole taste. The whole taste feels different. Sorry, I got distracted there. So let me enjoy the rest of the meal. I'll see you for supper. It is not a Luya home without having ugali on their menu. Like, ugali happens to be the main course for the Luya people. And if you want to like make friends with Luyas, give them ugali and chicken, popularly known as ingoho according to them. But of course, because we want to have balanced diet, for me tonight I'm going to have ugali. Ugali is a mixture of water, warm boiling water, and maize flour. I have a recipe in this channel before. You can as well go back and check. And with the greens, there is kale, spinach, and what do you call terere in English? I'm not so sure. I'll just look for the name. And for a protein, I will have eggs for proteins. In the Kikuyu community, most homes with at least elderly people or a bit more aged people, they like taking tea at night. And because it's a cold night, I will have my supper with a cup of African tea, milk and tea leaves and water and sugar. So for me, let me enjoy my supper. And in our African homes, we don't use fork as much. Of course, we have utensils, we have cookwares, we have spoons and forks, but we prefer taking ugali with our hands. And if you don't take ugali with your hands and like make it a ball, and then after making a ball like it is, you make this kahol. The only way we are going to consider you a Kenyan while taking ugali is through making this kabol. Most of African meals are not as expensive. What makes it expensive is the ugali, because at least in my plate, ugali is the only expensive thing according to Kenyans, because a 2 kg packet of maize flour, a 2 kgs packet of maize flour goes for at least 100, and okay, at least what I bought, because I'm a big fan of I'm a big fan of maize, although I also take Kafagaras or Spencer, because these are like big brands. Of course, we are going to buy the name, and we're also going to buy how white the maize flour is. But the more white it is, the less nutrients there are. And in most Luya home, they believe in taking the brown ugali, or the one like it's called grade 1, the one that is a bit creamish, more creamish, because that one has all the nutrients. With this white one, there are not much nutrients. I'm just taking it to have my stomach filled, but at least I have my greens and the proteins, so at least that meal feels so homely. And doctors advise that you should have at least a quarter of ugali, quarter of proteins, and more of the vitamins, which are the greens. So for today, I'm trying as much as I can. As much as I want to have African meals, I also want to try and have enough portions. Hi, today is on Thursday, and for brunch, I didn't take breakfast in the morning. So for brunch today, I'm going to have spaghetti and liver. We call it maini. And spaghetti happens to be a staple food for the people from the western region of the country. Like, we call them warriors. And a friend of mine taught me how to like make spaghetti without like being so stuck together like one. You see the way it is? A friend of mine taught me from that region. And of course the African tea. That's going to be my lunch for today. I didn't know how to make it before, and all the time I used to make it, it's either soggy or it is so stuck together. It's not as sweet. So thank you for teaching me. The people from the northern part of this country, that is Kenya, they are mostly animal farmers. They mostly do cows, goats, camels. I think mostly that. For them, slaughtering a chicken isn't as fulfilling as taking a goat, because they are used to having these goats and they have them in very huge numbers, and for them they like do grazing. They take them out the fields to feed and back, and sometimes when it's so dry, and especially considering the northeastern part of Kenya is so dry, mostly they'll have to like get animal feeds from other parts. Like I have a friend of mine who sometimes is forced to like buy grass from Murang'a and take it to the northeastern, is it northeastern or northwestern, northeastern, yeah, part of the country. And he told me that most of the time, if they are forced to buy grass, they feed it to the heavily pregnant animals, or those animals that are like milked, because of course with with one truck of the napier grass, if they fed to all animals, it will not sustain them for long, and it's too expensive to like transport napier grass from, for example, Murang'a to the northeastern. Good morning. Today is on Saturday, and I'll be taking a breakfast that every family has been guilty of, and especially on a morning where parents are in a rush and do not want to make a lot of things. And that will be, of course, the African tea and some mandazis. Mine are not the usual mandazis because mine are the flavored mandazis. But yeah, that's what most of Kenyan homes take, especially on a days they just want a quick breakfast. My tea is so hot. Okay, I'm rushing to step out. I'll take the rest of the breakfast because I'm in a hurry. I have some few errands so that I don't get late. Hi guys, today is on Sunday, and being on a Sunday, I'm going to have a cheat day. And my cheat day, I'm going to have fries, which happens to most Kenyans, and especially on a Sunday after church where nobody wants to go to the kitchen. Most of us either have fries, takeout, just anything. Not just anything, fries, takeout, chips masala, bread, and such kind of things. So for today, for lunch, I'm going to have my chips and my fries for lunch. Being in the kitchen is one of my favorite things because it helps me recreate the food and the experiences I had as a child, and possibly some of my favorite foods as at now. And I know last week I didn't do the best kind of job as I would have expected. I wanted to do more in terms of recreating, in terms of cooking and sampling some of my favorite meals in terms of Kenyan cuisine, but my time was quite short and limited. It's been a busy week, but honestly, my favorite meal happens to be matoke. I didn't happen to like make it. I have to do a part 2. And I'm also a big fan of chapatis. Out of all the meals that I make, I think the spaghetti and the liver happened to be one of my favorites. Although on a normal day, I like taking ugali, greens, and beef. It's also one of my favorites. And I think I'm going to end the vlog here, but let me know in the comment section below which is your favorite meal, which meal do you cook best, and which meal do you eat best, because it's one thing to cook and another thing to eat. Anyway, I'm going to end the vlog here. Thank you very much for being part of this vlog. I'm sure I'm going to make a part 2 and a more detailed, a more composed, and a more in the act kind of video, and I know you'll like it and I'll do better. Also, this week has been one of those weeks that have been so low financially, so it was hard, like purchasing most of these foodstuffs. So why not comment below, like, share, subscribe, let your friends know that there is somebody by the name of Carol and promises to do better if she gets to 4,000 watch hours. I know it's not a lot for you. Actually, I'm not way off to hitting the 4,000 subscribers, but I need you to help me. You helped me get to 3,000 subscribers. Now I need you to help me get to 4,000 watch hours. Till next time. Bye bye. Mwah.